Hello everyone and welcome to Vibe and Estate Gems. I appreciate you being here. My name is Lola G. Be sure and like and follow for more videos from me. So I am a reseller. I flip on Whatnot and eBay and it just brings me joy. I think jewelry brings you joy rather. And it's just such a lovely thing. I myself don't have tattoos. I feel like I'm one of those people as an ADHDer that I would get a tattoo and I would have it and then I wouldn't like it anymore. And then I'd want another one and another one and another one and another one. And then I wouldn't like this one, but I'd want that one. So I don't get them. But my tattoos are jewelry. I have everything from bugs to designer to funky pieces that people have made. And it really does bring me joy. So today I don't have rings on because we're going to be talking about how to fully immerse your sterling, your gold, what to use, what not to use, and things just in your kitchen that are inexpensive. If you're starting out or you just want to give you're just spring cleaning and you're like, you know what? I want to clean my jewelry. Don't throw it away if your sterling gets oxidized like this little piece, which is vintage, which is why I haven't cleaned it. If it's oxidized like that, there's nothing wrong with that. This is garnets. So you could definitely fully immerse it like that. So definitely something you could do. So I'm going to show you my little bowl. Oh, it's like toil. I'm going to get my mandala or whatever it is. What is this called? A ring mandrel. A mandrel. I always say Barbara Mandrel. Barbara Mandrel. Abracadabra, clean the sterling. Okay, we're laying. Not hot fire there. Clock it. Anyway. Okay. So this little witchy bowl here isn't just soup. What it is sterling. That is, you can already see it's turning gray. It's hot water and foil and salt and baking soda and it says Palmolive, but it's not. It's Dawn. My husband likes to reuse bottles, which is good for the environment. So I'm glad he does that. So, and Dawn. So let me just jump into really quickly the things that I used in this particular full immersion process. You can also have a sonic cleaner, but when I'm in a hurry and I don't want to dig it out, I'll use a little guy like this. This is a little parcel of sterling that I picked up at an estate sale, and it was super dirty, kind of like that piece that I showed you that I just popped in here. And we're going to go over that here right now. So the things that are in this witch's brew here are Dawn, of course. The blue Dawn, any Dawn works. It doesn't have to be like super scrub or anything like that. So Dawn is wonderful for every single stone. Wonderful, except for marcasite. Don't do it. Don't do it with marcasite. Marcasite is so fussy, and I'm going to show you what marcasite is and what I'm talking about. Really great opportunities. A little bit of water, just barely any Dawn soap, and then you can take a little soft brush like this. This is actually a jewelry brush that I purchased for jewelry. It's very soft, but as long as you have a soft like baby toothbrush, you can pick it up for $1 at the dollar store. Really inexpensive, but this one is for jewelry. So we're going to be using that. And then baking, you put a little bit of foil in here and you want to make sure the sterling's sort of touching it. Baking soda, it doesn't matter, about a teaspoon of baking soda and about a teaspoon of salt to a tablespoon, just depending on what you want to do. I just eyeball it, I dump it in. I don't stress over it. So don't, if you're very linear like my husband, I need a recipe. This is like magic. You don't need a recipe. Put a little squirt in there, a couple squirts, put a little bit of that in there and a little bit of this and you're good. Now we're going to remove these things. So the things in here, oh, and the smell. You said you'll get a smell. It will smell like rotten eggs. If it's doing its job, it will smell like rotten eggs. Sterling silver has a chemical reaction with these products, and it'll start to break down the oils, the stuff. What am I trying to say? Not verdigris, because that's not the patina. There we go, off of the sterling. Now, some things you want to leave a patina on because it adds to the age of the piece and you'll damage it if you try to clean it. So some things you want to leave alone. We're not going to get into that today. I will have pieces at some point and do a video on that as well. But today we're just talking about things that you can put in here. So everything that I put in here is a full immersion perfect piece to put in there. And I'm going to show you really quickly. I've got a solid sterling silver starfish pin, all of this, or ring, all of this will be in my shop. This is adjustable actually, and to be sterling as well. That's pretty sweet. So a little starfish there. Then we have another ring. This was a garnet. It was so black, it's starting to get some color back to it. Look, it's starting to wink too. It was so black and dirty and filthy that you couldn't even tell it was a garnet. It was that dark. I wasn't really sure. And then there is of course, the garnet piece you saw me throw in there. Some kind of like glitter stone piece. I think that's so cool. This is right up my alley. I might be keeping that. I don't know. I just love stars and things like that. Then there's this piece, which is blue topaz. It's a size 9. Also very, very dirty. Some earrings. Apparently they're gold tone. Interesting. They weren't. They were some strange color. And some CZs that are sterling that I do believe were signed. And then there's another ring in here somewhere. If I can get a hold of her. I don't know if I can. She's kind of floating around in there. There she is. Nope, that's there. Okay, so we'll leave it in there. But you get the idea. So everything here, you can put full immersion. Blue topaz, boom, fine to do. Solid sterling, boom. Oh, boom, fine to do. Garnets, there are 7 on the Mohs scale, fine to do. Glitterstone, I will not leave this in there very long. Glitterstone is it's a man-made stone, and so it's a bit softer. Normally I wouldn't, but I wanted to go ahead and get this because it was really, really dirty, to get it kind of cleaned up there. And so you put all of that in there, perfectly fine. And so you'll leave it in there. Hot water also, very, very hot water. Typically what I'll do is I'll put water in here and then I'll microwave it. So it's not boiling, but it's close. It's super hot. And then all of that magic, but you know, bubble, toil and trouble. It works its magic. It stinks to high heaven. And it starts to turn gray. So it's pulling all of that patina. Oh, and then a piece of foil. And the foil that I used was just normal foil from Walmart. You stick it in there, make sure it's kind of up against the sterling, and it is going to make that sterling sparkle. True story. This is a beautiful way to clean your jewelry. So definitely something you can do. Now we're going to talk about who you don't want to put in here. And the big player you don't want to put in here is this guy. So pearls, no, no, no. You want to just dry brush pearls, wipe them off with your connoisseur silver polishing cloth or gold polishing cloth. You never want to submerge pearls in water, ever. Don't do it. It's a trap. Don't do it. You will ruin them. Turquoise. This is for faux turquoise, but did I have a turquoise ring? No. So we'll just use this for happenstance right now. This is actually howlite. Howlite's like a 2 or a 3 on the Mohs scale. Turquoise is about a 4 to a 5. You don't ever want to put turquoise in a full immersion process. It can damage the stone. Don't do it. It's a trap. This is corundum. So this is quartz, and that's an emerald. This is emerald and corundum with sterling. Sure could put it in there if it was dirty. It's not. Solid sterling, absolutely could go in there. Another solid sterling piece, absolutely could go in there. We're going to show you, I was showing you the ones that couldn't. So all of these rings here could, this one couldn't. So this is mother of pearls, a little MOP ring. No, no, no. Do not fully immerse it. You can dry brush it, and then you can take your sterling cleaning cloth and go in and clean it. It does a beautiful job. I will be sterling cleaning, dry brushing and cleaning these. Also, don't do it with this. A little bit of Dawn, if it's super dirty, just in your hand, give it a quick wash. Also cabochons, they fall out. Don't do it. It's a trap. Don't do it with cabochons. Black spinel, you could put that in there. It's an 8 to a 9 on the Mohs scale. So perfectly fine. Now we're going to talk about marcasite. Okay. So this is a Judith Jack ring in a size 6. Look here. I'm going to rotate it. You're going to see, what are we missing? We're missing a marcasite. Marcasites have beautiful diamond essence, but boy, they sure do fall out. And onyx is a soft stone. Black onyx is. You never, ever want to immerse this in water. I would never put this in the Sonic jewelry cleaner. I would never put it in any connoisseur cleaner that's an acid. It would ruin it, and I would never put it in water, ever. So what I would do is I would dry brush it. Just a little bit of dry brushing, staying away from these. And then I would use my dry connoisseur to come in and clean it if it needed cleaning. So onyx, a no. Anything on the Mohs scale that's a 6 and below, I don't put it inside of a full immersion process. Cameos, big no-no. This one's gold filled. This is Curtis Creations. This is a real diamond. This is mother of pearl, big no-no. Don't ever want to put mother of pearl in there. It's also a cabochon. It will damage the stone. Don't do it. Don't do it. Gold filled. This is gold filled. You absolutely can. Now there's a difference between gold filled and gold plated, yo. So gold filled, you can kind of fix it in and forget it. These are little gold filled guys. You can definitely throw them in there. Don't leave them in for long. Give them a little wash and dry them off. They'll be perfectly fine. You could even throw them in your Sonic jewelry cleaner. Not for a long time. Be perfectly fine. Now, this stone. This is red jasper. Notice it is a cabochon. Cabochons are a little bit different. Even if it was an emerald cab, I would not put it in here. Why? The glue will come undone and it will float the stone out. So don't do it. This is a soft stone also. This is another one that I would clean this part with just wet, like a rag with it's soaked in this process and kind of going like this. And one of these to clean it, I would never soak that stone ever because it's going to come out. So your mother of pearl, your pearls, your abalone, leave your abalone out of the water process. You're going to damage it. Another one I would never do in a full immersion is jasper. This is 14 karat gold or 10 karat gold earrings that are for sale in my shop. This is rainbow jasper, also known as leopard jasper, because you can see all the little leopard spots. I would never put that in there. Now gold you could do, but not those stones. These are silicate. They are in the chalcedony family. You don't ever want to put jasper in there. It can crack the stone over time. Don't do it. Soft, soft stone. Tone jewelry, meaning jewelry like these are Napier. These are some vintage Napier screwbacks. Don't want to put those in there. Now, if you want to do a quick little damp washcloth with a little bit of your Dawn, and you're just going to give it a little and then you're going to rinse it off really quick, dry it really quickly, that's fine. But the tone will come off with water, right? That's why it turns silver over time. You see the base metal. So don't fully immerse that. Don't do it. Not a good idea. Amber. Don't put amber in a full immersion because amber can be ruined by the chemicals in here, even soap. So again, this is one you're going to dry brush. You're going to take your connoisseur cleaning cloth and you're going to go over it. Now you're going to go, Lolo, where do I get these connoisseur cleaning cloths? You can pick up connoisseur. This is not sponsored. I'm not that big, but I love connoisseur. You can pick up connoisseur at Walmart, at Target. Jewelry cloths are over in the jewelry section. You can pick it up. They also have silver cleaner. Be aware that's an acid. Do not put anything in there other than sterling. Don't put gemstones in there. I don't recommend it. Unless it's a diamond or an emerald. Even then, I still wouldn't do it. Personally, I wouldn't do it. I like my jewelry too much. But these are fantastic. They are really great at removing patina. They really are. So I've used it for vintage jewelry that I really wanted to clean and so on. Okay, and then gold plated. Here we've got a gold plated guy. You just have to kind of eyeball that. This is a ruby. It'd be okay to put it in here because it's a ruby, but because of the gold plating, I probably would only clean it with the connoisseur just because I don't want the gold to lessen anymore. Isn't that beautiful? I think this is so pretty. It looks Victorian or Baroque or something. Okay, the sapphire ring. This is a sapphire bypass ring. Yep, we're going to throw that in there. Why? Sapphire's hard. Now, if it was a cab, right, we're not going to do that. I'm going to show you a little sterling silver acrylic pin. While this is sterling silver, I would never throw this in here. This is acrylic, not onyx, and this is just a CZ. I would never put that in there because of the acrylic. It could damage the acrylic, so we're not going to put that in there. Pearls again, moonstone. Look at this gorgeous moonstone. Moonstone, gorgeous. I would not put that moonstone. Look at that fire in that moonstone. Dang, and the rutilation. Ooh, but what I would is I would put the, what am I trying to say? I would put the chain. Man, I'm having trouble with words today. I'd put the chain down in there and leave him out. And then I would just rub him around in there because moonstones are only like a 4 to a 5, and you don't want to ruin your moonstone. But really, it would be okay. It would be okay. Just for a little soak, it would be okay. But don't go putting it in there, and don't use the acid one on there because it will damage this stone. So it'll be okay. We're going to go ahead and do that with that one. It will be just fine. And do I have any more? Oh, mother of pearl. Of course, we talked about like these earrings. I would never put those in that full immersion. Again, you're just going to clean that with a cloth. Don't put gold plate in there. Gold filled's okay to do full immersion with. Don't put crystals. Here's crystals here. These crystals could come out even though this is sterling. These are crystals. I would never do anything but a dry brushing or a dry cleaning process with that, just because what's going to happen, you're going to stay in here with me, Leia. My son's dog is up here. She's annoying. This is solid sterling. Boop. It's going to go in there. It's going to go in there. Soft stones like Larimar. Larimar and this kind of soft stuff, you don't ever want to wet the cord. It'll deteriorate the cord over time. Larimar's about a 5 to a 6 on the mohs. I would never put it into full immersion. I would just gently damp cloth, wipe it down, and I would leave the flop alone. True story. Then we have glass beads. Anything that's tone, you don't want to fully immerse. So I've got these beautiful cloisonne earrings. They're brass. You're not going out. You're going to stay in here with me. I wish I could show you my bloodhound. She just came in and looked at me. What's the matter? You feel trapped? You'll be okay. You'll be okay. Bloodhounds hit differently, y'all. So beautiful cloisonne earrings, button earrings. Look at the flowers on there. Aren't they gorgeous? They just make you dream. Just vibe with that for a second. They're pretty, but I would never throw that in there because it would damage the cloisonne over time, so I wouldn't do that. These are vintage clip earrings with some gorgeous paste stones. Also, no way on that. Don't put it in there. It's a trap. So things that you can put in there are gold and diamonds, sapphires. Don't ever want to put kunzite in here. No on the malachite. No on fluorite. No on aquapraise. So your blue topaz, sure. Fluorite, no, don't ever want to do that. I had a fluorite ring. No, I don't anymore. Citrine could go in here. Blue topaz can go in here. Emerald, sapphire, amethyst, ruby, diamond. I'm trying to think of all the harder stones. Any of your topaz, any of your quartz crystals can go in here in the quartz family. So, you know, this is a quartz. Smoky topaz. It really isn't a topaz. It's quartz crystal. It could go in there, but it doesn't need cleaned. But it could. Citrine. Citrine could. There's citrine. You could put citrine in there. It'd be fine. As long as it's not a cabochon. Black spinel can go in there. This is an agate. Agate's about a 6. You could throw that in there. It'd be okay. But don't put it in an acid bath. So Connoisseur makes this acid bath, right? And you think, okay, it's going to clean my jewelry. And you put that in there. If you put any gemstones in there, like pearls, malachite, anything tiger's eye, anything soft onyx, it's going to etch into the stone. It's going to ruin it. I don't put gemstones in there unless they're diamonds. I feel like that particular thing is really just for silver and diamonds, and I really kind of don't use it on that either. So this is a full immersion process, but another thing that works really well on sterling, still don't want to use it on marcasite or crystal beads, is toothpaste. Not the gel, the white old paste Colgate from back in the day that you can get for $1. You can put a little on a toothbrush, literally, and go after your sterling, and it will clean it beautifully. It's a great way. It's probably something you have around in your house to clean. Now, pieces like this that you can't, I will often take a, I'll do the same thing with this, but I can't stick that down in there, right? So what I will do is I will take a plate and fill it with some of this and then put it down in there and let it soak overnight. This is perfectly fine to soak overnight. It's solid sterling 925, so it's not going to get verdigris on it or anything because it's gotten wet. Sterling, you can fix it in and forget it. So let me just go in here and we'll do some cleaning on a couple of these. I'm going to try to find one of the rings because that's the easiest to clean. Okay, so this guy was really dirty and he is already starting to just really, I don't know why I'm calling it a him. Normally everything is girls. Okay, so I'm just going to go in and just gently. Now I'm not pressing really hard, and I'm just going to buff. I'm just buffing gently and buffing. To me, there's something really relaxing about cleaning jewelry. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I like to clean things. And you're going to do that, and you're going to turn it over to the back where the gallery is, and you're going to buff in there too. Now, newer pieces like this, I will clean. Pieces that are older and vintage, I'm going to leave that patina on there because it looks pretty, right? It looks gorgeous that way, and it needs to stay there. Yeah, so really, really pretty. This was so nasty. So we're going to stick that back in there and let it soak. Then this guy was really dirty. This guy was so dirty, I'm telling you. Look at the back of it, though. Isn't it gorgeous? You could wear it just like that. I love the gallery on the back of this. If you're a little bit witchy and you're into stuff like that, or you like, you like the astrology or what have you, this would be your jam. I've never seen anything like this in the marketplace. It looks like something from Woodstock, and I think it's really cool. I'm not into whole witchy Wiccan stuff, but if you are, do you, boo-boo. I believe in doing you, boo-boo. I'm not into that, but I do love the celestial bodies just because I think God made it and I think it's beautiful. And this looks like the midnight sky, and I think that's I haven't done the research on the piece yet, but I think I'm going to find some cool things out about it. But this guy was dirty. I mean, dirty. He was dirty. Ding, ding, he was dirty. Oh, man. So you just kind of give it a little go, just like that. Pop it back in there. Don't slam it in there, Lola. And then we've got some little earrings. I'm not even kidding. These earrings were not gold plated. They're gold plated, but they didn't look like that. They look something else. I don't know what. This is a sapphire. And I was like, what is this? Yeah, you don't want to leave gold plate in there. Like I said, you don't want to leave it in there very long, but that was so filthy nasty. I had to do it. There is a CZ earring. We're going to go in and clean that and really give it. It's got a nice French wire on the back and a nice hook. Love that round. This is Silpata, I believe. I think I saw the Silpata mark on the back. So we're going to definitely have those in the shop. Look at how the gemstone's shining now. But the one that I think is going to be the piece de resistance is oh, there's the sapphire. We'll give him a little scrub or do. The bypass sapphire vintage from the 70s. Really pretty. This guy, I could barely tell that these gemstones were blue. And we're just going to, we don't want to go, you don't want to scrub hard. You just want to give it a light go over. And then we're going to get that gallery. Look at the gallery in the back of this. This is called the gallery. Look at that. Looks like a snowflake. Isn't that beautiful? This is probably from HSN or QVC, or it's a DeJoy ring from a JTV. This looks like got JTV written all over it. They love to finish the galleries on the back of their jewelry, which I think is lovely. And finish it, and meaning literally you turn it over and it's a joy to look at in the back as it is in the front. And so you got to get in there. You got to get in those nooks and crannies with that brush. And then we're going to do one of these. Now you got to remember, this is a 2-step process because, well, technically 3, because once we've soaked this in here like we have here, then we're going to go drain this. We're going to rinse it with warm water, and then we're going to let it dry completely, and then we're going to clean with our connoisseur cloth and really make these look new. And that's the point. We want to make it look, even though it's vintage jewelry or maybe it's newer jewelry that's just tarnished. I feel like people don't get rid of your jewelry just because it gets tarnished. It can be cleaned, and you see how easy it is. You just use a little iodized salt, a little bit of that, a little dab of Dawn. If you don't have Dawn and all you've got's palm olive, well, shoot, use that. It'll just a few little drops in there like that. Easy. Put your little baking soda in there. Boom, a little bit of that. Put you a little bit more salt in there. And throw you about, a quarter's worth of foil. And you've got a beautiful cleaner. Look at how nasty and scungy that is. Ugh. Gag me green. Oh. Gross me out the door. I'm using some of my 80s terminology. Okay. Anyway, really not fire at all. Not hot fire there. Really disgusting. Ugh. Looks like a cesspool. But that's what it does. It's breaking down all the skin. Look, if you look at that, listen, if you vibe with jewelry like I do, and you like to go picking, and you go pick up parcels of jewelry, you're going to pick up earring backs, especially like earrings and earring backs. You go looking at that with a loop. Listen, that is enough to make you lose your lunch. I'm not even kidding. You will lose your lunch because it is nasty. I've always wanted to get one of those scopes and show you guys the stuff that lives in an impacted earring that's full of like, I'm telling you, it will gag you green. It's so gross. And I won't sell anything like that. So this is my process for cleaning. I clean my jewelry, whether it's a dry brushing process, which I'll show you eventually, or a wet immersion process. This is how you do it. And you don't have to spend thousands of dollars to clean your jewelry at home. So it's not just about selling jewelry. It's about keeping the jewelry you have clean and learning the things that you can put in a full immersion, meaning you can wet it down with soap and water and salt and so on, and use chemicals on it, and what you can't. So soft stones, just think of it this way. Cabochons, no cabochon. Don't put them in there. Don't do it. This is a cabochon. It's called a cab. Don't do it. You probably could put a red jasper ring in here. Red jasper is about a 5 to a 4, depending. I wouldn't do it. I would just not do it. I do dry with that. So anything that's a 5 and under, I tend to not do it. So kunzite actually is really soft. Tourmalines would be okay in here. They're hard. Any of the quartz family. Hematite, hedonite, magnesite, all of those keep away. You don't want to put any of that in there. Any of the pearls. Absolutely not. Don't do it. But anything else, rose quartz you can do. Like I said, any of the quartz family. Cameos, do not put them in here. No on wetness. Cameos and being wet, no. Because technically a cameo is a cabochon. So don't do it. Don't do it. It's a trap. You will ruin it. Larimar, keep it out. Don't do it. Do a dry brushing process and keep it out of the wet. You know, if you get a little water on it when you're washing dishes or you're, you know, washing your hands with your rings and stuff, not a big deal as long as you dry them. But marcasites are a headache. I love marcasite. Let me show it to you again in case you don't remember what it looks like. Ha ha, famous last words. Marcasite, one of my favorites though. These are marcasites. And in here, these are all marcasites. And this is a cabochon onyx. These are Victorian Revival from the 80s. Aren't they gorgeous? I love these. I love these so much. I've done a dry brush process on these. And then I did a little damp cloth on this and scrubbed the back of that with this little guy. And that's fine. Perfectly fine to go in with that and do what you got to do. But if you go scrubbing these things, they're going to fall out. They'll fall out if you look at them. It's just the way marcasite is. It's the way they're light. And they're a beautiful stone. They have a diamond essence on them that's just wow. Someone said to me yesterday, oh, marcasite, nobody likes that stone. I'm like, I like that stone. It's a, you know, it was used a lot in the Victorian era, marcasite was, as an exchange for diamonds. Why? Because of the diamond essence, because they'll really wink at you. See it wink? Doop, doop. It's winking at you. Let me pull up some bigger ones here and you'll see what I'm talking about. This is that Judith Jack. Look at that. Look at that wink. And that's the beauty of marcasite. That's what people really like about it. But then you get this where it falls out. And this ring was not like that. When I first got it, it wasn't missing a stone. So just through it being here and being in and out of bags and me showing it to people, it's lost a stone. And that's how fussy it is. It's annoying, but that's life, you know? All right, so that is a full immersion process, guys. That's what it looks like. I wanted to share it with you. This is my shop, by the way. If you want to follow me, come and buy some stuff on Whatnot. I'm going to leave a $15. It's free $15. It's not a coupon. So if you're not spending your $15, what's wrong with you? You don't have to spend it with me. Like I got there from Harry Tornado. He wasn't running shows at the time. I went and spent it with somebody else. And yes, I bought jewelry. And I'm going to let you know, I need more jewelry like I need a hole in the head. But if you're a real jewelry person like me, you can never have enough jewelry. I treat it like tattoos. I won't go get a tattoo. I think that ship has sailed for me. My best friends have them. All three of them. And they're like, when we're all getting together in June, and they're like, we're going to take you to get it. But I'm like, I want a dolphin. No, I want a peacock. No, I want an owl. No, I want a heart with my sister and the butterfly and the whole thing. No, I want this for MS. And no, because my son has a, no, I want that. See what I'm doing? See what I'm doing? So I won't do it. Piercings, on the other hand, I want my eyebrow pierced. I kind of want that. And I want to get my ears pierced a third time because I have double piercings in my ears. And I'm thinking about doing a third because I love to wear my gemstones. And I have a lot of gem studs and I want to wear different ones. And I only can wear the one set. So I'm like, okay, if I get them pierced again and there's plenty of room in my ear, well, maybe there's not. I don't know. I may have to do it up above, which I don't know what you call. But anyway, that's my story about tattoos and jewelry. I treat my jewelry. I have the only really kind of true thing for me, I don't like bands on me because I have really fat fingers. And bands tend to shorten the finger and make them look fatter. So I'm not a big band person. Wide ones like this. My best friend saw this last night. She's like, I love that. I'm like, it's not big enough for you. I'm sorry. Or I would have given it to her. But stones like this will elongate the finger. Look at that. It just elongates that finger. Makes it look longer. And the longer the piece, the better it is. I also love, this is something that I have in my own collection. This is for sale, but that is stunning. Listen, if you don't own black spinel, it's one of the most beautiful. It comes in other colors besides black. Blue spinel, I have a lot of it. It's an 8 or a 9 on the Mohs scale. If you're not collecting it, don't sleep on that. It's a beautiful gemstone. You guys know I talk gemstones up all the time. But anyway, that's it for me. I wanted to show you a full look at that gunge. Oh, You want some soup? You want to drink this? No, I don't think so. This is not boba tea, okay? It's not boba tea. I know, I'm correct. Anyway, so just be sure and remember what you can and what you can't fully submerge to use in your sonic cleaner, what have you. Just be mindful of that, because I would, you know, it's awful when you get a collector piece, or maybe you inherit jewelry, or maybe somebody buys you something special because they care about you, or you buy yourself something special, which is what I do often. There's nothing that feels worse than that, than losing it. You losing the stone, you know. So just be mindful of that, and you should be good. All right. I appreciate you guys for watching, and be sure and check me out on Whatnot and on eBay. I'll link those in the description, and then I'll also link the $15 for you to spend over on Whatnot. Free $15. Who doesn't want money and stuff? Like, you can get a bracelet, you can get a toe ring, you can get a necklace, or you can go buy a pair of pants. I want to let you know now, right now, do not buy from the people that are selling jewelry with gloves. They're fake. They will often, if you buy 2 or 3 or 4 things from them, it seems too good to be true. And look, the old adage is true. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Now, smaller sellers, you can kind of stick with them. They'll, a lot of times, I have their like myself, I'm a smaller seller. I just started selling on Whatnot. I had a really good show the other night. They'll have their gem tester out there. You have to believe me about my gems right now. I've just ordered a gem tester because Gracie May ate the pin off my gem tester. So I have to buy another one. And they're like $400. So got to buy one of those. But just be mindful out there. Any of the fragrance you see, the majority of that's fake. If you see a Lululemon, all of that's fake. It's not real, okay? They're going to send you torn up stuff. Watch out for people selling pallets out of, you know, in a strange, out of, like, it looks dirty and strange. Don't buy it, okay? You're going to be sorry that you did. So stick with smaller sellers. Look at the ratings, just like you would with eBay, just like you would with Amazon. I mean, we all check ratings out, right? Check the ratings. That's not to say that people don't leave bad ratings, because they do. You know, you can please some of the people some of the time, but you can't please all of the people all the time. You just can't. You can't. And people are going to be people-y, which you guys probably already know. But anyway, so I'm going to leave you that free $15. Hey, if you need plants, they got plants. If you want a pair of pants, they got pants. If you want plus sizes, they got it. If you want a, you know, new bracelet, they got it. You want to get some really cool teas. I just met a girl on there that sells tea. I bought a bunch of tea from her. So I've got some drinks coming, and I'm really excited about that. I am an avid tea drinker. So particularly caffeinated teas, because they hit different than, it hits differently than, I used to be a big coffee connoisseur, and now I can't drink coffee anymore for various sundry reasons. But that's it for me, guys. This is my shop. There's a lot of other things in it too. If there's anything you want to check out, or you want to know or ask, just be sure and ask me. Let me know how you clean your jewelry. I would be interested to know. Do you clean your jewelry? You gotta clean your jewelry. You gotta clean your earrings. You gotta clean your earring. Listen, take your earring off and look behind there. You're gonna be grossed out. You're gonna be grossed out. All right, it's good to see you guys. Have a great one.